All right. Let me get myself signed into this dog story. Yep. And in case you're wondering why I'm now in high definition, like I clearly said in the post, I thought I had my new webcam working that I bought from Best Buy, but I hadn't. What's up? Hey, what's up, Zach? Yeah, I hadn't really um can't really put into words, but this is it right here that you saw in the picture. I'm pretty it's a trick to it, but I'm probably gonna have to yeah, because I didn't really look at the instructions. I just plugged it in and was like, okay, work. But apparently, I guess it's not gonna be that simple. So there's something in the instructions that I'm probably missing. So um, once I get the Nutcracker on Toll reaction up, which should be Monday night, um, I should be able. Then I can, after that final reaction, try to take a little time to get this working in time for 2021. So I can start off the new year with a new cam. Yep. What's going on, Herky McVam Monkey House? Okay. And the Glee Club. All right. Some new faces today here. Yep. Yep. Just showed my new webcam. I'll probably once I sit down and read the instructions after making my last video for 2020, I can get that working for 2021. So yeah. So hopefully, hopefully we can get that going and everything. What's something else I wanted? Ooh, sorry about that. Okay, but yeah, that's pretty much the biggest of it there. Hope you all the new my new faces in here. Hope y'all had a good Christmas and everything. Hope everything was to y'all's liking. The best that you could there. I mean, same on my end. Like I say, it might not be much, but hey, like Jimmy Fox say in this song, just the simple things can go a long way. Yep. So yep, we're gonna go into last time we read through book number 7, and we are now going into book number excuse me, book number 8. 8. Oh no, we just about to start, Claire. Yeah. You can yeah. Birds of a Christmas Carol. Yeah, they got a lot of versions of that. I ain't gonna lie. Yes, I actually did. I actually did. Like, I meant to also watch your Claws review, but I forgot to. I forgot to look at it like I said I was gonna do. But I did watch the SpongeBob one just recently. Um, that's a that's a interesting concept for the SpongeBob movie. I mean, it's like so he wants to make a skin cream out of Gary. Okay, it's kind of a new thing for King Neptune. And wow, it's gonna be a weird movie, but then again, it is SpongeBob, so of course, it would be somewhat, up on the weird level there. I mean, that's pretty much what you expect from SpongeBob there. He's yes, he was talking to Crunk, and that was kind of funny. Yep. Oh, I just mentioned about Nutcracker Untold, Claire. Right now, while I'm doing this live, it is the computer is processing the audio file because I just did like little trims and edits of it. So now the only thing I got to do is get my pictures colored, title cards, whatever pictures I need, and then I can pop the movie in, and go shoot, 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 shoot. And like I say, Monday night we should have that up there. So yeah, brother, should Excuse me. Sorry about that. Yeah, we should be able to get that up Monday night there. Uh, Try to get everything put together um, Sunday, so that way, all yeah, it'll be ready. It'll be ready Monday. Yeah. So, yeah. So, yep. That's what we're looking at here. Yep. So, yep. The Prophesied Outcast of Destruction. We're looking at this. Introduces a character on the cover known as Darkina, and this is a new mythological creature. Oh yeah, it'll still be December. January starts on Friday, so trust me, we'll have it out during December. Oh, Uma? Yeah, yeah. I guess if Uma was a ferocious kitty cat. Yeah. Funny story about this character. I actually this character actually was meant to be a dark harpy. Um, any of y'all ever heard of harpies in Greek mythology? Have the lady's head and the bird-like body. Um, Originally the story was supposed to be Darkina, the dark harpy, and the harpies was supposed to be a very major enemy of the mermaids and stuff like that, like Bubblelina and her people. Um, and it was supposed to be like this big war between them. This Darkina, yes, is there. She is, but there is a little bit more behind her, which we'll find out in the story there. Yep. But when I had her as a harpy at first, yeah, there was supposed to be a war between her and the Atlanteans, the merfolk, and it was sort of a reference to the Fanagarians and the Amazons in Justice League there. Somewhat, a little bit there. There is a little bit of it. Um, yep. It's on sort of a PG level there. On a PG level, but yeah, it's a little bit sadness there. Um, Henceforth, why the cover is so dark. um, but yeah, that was and the inspiration behind her as a heartbeat actually came from now. Yeah, I know everybody gonna have their different opinion on it. Hear me out. It was based upon Miley Cyrus's "Can't Be Tamed" album. When her "Can't Be Tamed" music video, when she had these wings on, and it made me think of a harpy, and I was like, that would make an interesting character, a very dark character. Yeah. So, and that's how this came forth. Yeah. And one reason why she isn't a harpy is because I tried to look up, because I was Googling, like, well, what do they call male harpies? And I could not find that information. I was like, okay, I'm going to have to choose another mythological creature. I guess because the way I look at them, like, okay, there's got to be a male for them to reproduce. Okay, and and of course, just like how Dashtail is based off of Riley here, you see his sister here, Chloe. She is also the inspiration to Zoey's character, Riley's sister in the book, um, and also a bit of the, and also what we're about to find out about Darkina. So, yep, uh, yep, yeah, they do have a history in Egypt. Yes, they kind of have that going there. Yep. So, let's start off with the first chapter here, and before we start reading, there's a picture of Atlantis itself. Yeah, yeah. It's called the Great War of Atlantis. Oh boy, it's got wartime here. Give me just a second here. Okay. Harriet insulting. Oh yeah, I remember that. Okay, yeah, I saw that part of the show. Yep. And there's a couple of other pictures here. See all the merfolk and everything swimming up, and you got some of the sea creatures and everything. Now, this is one thing that in the picture you notice they're fully clothed, and like you see like Ariel and the Little Mermaid and different mermaids. They just have the mermaids just have a bra on and their tail fin, and then the mermen like King Triton have the bare chest out and everything. Yeah, yeah, that was one thing that Christina, when she took over the character Bubblelina, she was like, no, I want them to be like the traditional merfolk are. So that was where the whole ideal of integrated fins came from there. Yeah. Mhm. Have a little right there. All right. So let's get this over with. I'm tired of hearing about all these Okay, let's read. What are we reading? Atlantis is a magical place inhabited by its citizens and the Atlanteans. When it first came into existence, it was only within the seas. The Atlanteans were half human, half fish, and they were called mermen and mermaids. There were also other sea creatures that dwelled with the people as well. The Atlanteans were able to hide Atlantis using their magical powers that protected it from intruders. Hmm. And you know what, Santa? You really could stand to lose a pound or two. I mean, for God's sake, you're supposed to be representing yourself for children. And this is how you represent yourself? Represent yourself as morbidly obese and telling them, oh, it's okay to just gorge yourself on cookies and donuts and whatever until you get so fat you can't move? I really hate the fact that I just ragged on Santa. I really feel bad for that, but he really should lose a pound or two. I hate this guy. I have feelings. I hate the fact that you have feelings. Oh boy. Oh, let me read it first here. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Sorry about that. And a few years later, another Atlantis came into existence within the sky. The Atlanteans were half human and half lion with eagle wings, and they were called Shadows and the Musks. Both groups of Atlanteans lived alongside each other in peace, along with the human world, and even offered their help and protection when needed. However, there came a day where the peace was greatly disturbed, and the battle known as the Great War of Atlantis started. They just started going at each other. Hmm. And you know what, Audrey? These are things that I really hate. I hate the fact that I'm having to read this. I hate the fact that I have to be the one to comment on Santa's weight, and then on top of that, I hate the fact of birthdays. I mean, why would you celebrate the fact that you're about this much closer to death each year? You're that much closer to death. I hate this guy. I have a feeling I hate that. There's so much that you hate. If we really should pray for you. Get away from me, Audrey. Hey, what's going on, Case? You came just in the middle of Harriet's rant. By the way, Harriet um, is actually the sister of CJ, um, Tinkerbell and Half Hook's daughter that you saw in Brownie Reaction. Um, and the way Claire, inspiration for the character, she wanted Harriet to be like Jay West from Victorious. So yeah, that's why you kind of heard the mean girl. Yeah. And now we have an angry Mickey Mouse. Let's go, Atlanteans! Let's go, Atlanteans of the sea, Atlanteans! battle for months, which seemed like years, and the war seemed like there was no sign of ending soon, until the two young princes, a Shadu and a Merboy, took a stand together in the midst of the settlers fighting and demanded for the war to end immediately. Everyone was so moved by their courageous stand, and then the war ended. The peace was restored, but then years later, the young Shadu and the married a Lamus, and the Merboy married a mermaid. They became kings of the two groups, but it wasn't too long before a threat arose. And the Sky Gladiators, along with their king and queen, mysteriously vanished from our trace. Until this day, no one knows what happened to the Sky Gladiators. And as you can see, there's the Sky Gladiators out there, all in their glorious fashion. And then there's the war. And now nobody knows what happened to the Sky Gladiators. And I'm so mad. Oh boy. Say Mickey's gonna. Ouch. Goofy after he had too many apple ciders. So Goofy would get drunk on apple cider. Oh my goodness. So we're going into chapter 2 with a apple cidered up Goofy. Halloween and fall break plans. Well, the sleeve of city elementary school Halloween celebration have begun. All the students, along with the school faculty and the staff, came dressed up in the different kinds of costumes. And that morning after breakfast, the kids went to their classes to show off their costumes. To participate in the games and activities, they took pictures to be entered in the costume for the best contest. After that, I was a big party and the school carnival outside the playground. During the carnival, I get hard to see where I'm reading that. Melody came to Julie and Zoey giggling as she had to do my neighbor. Samuel and Calvin passed by at the same time and sneaked a little closer to eavesdrop. Oh, that's a good cider. You want some, Max? No thanks, Dad. You're embarrassing me right now. Oh, don't be like that, buddy. Boy, that's some darn good apple cider. Okay. That got a little too goofy there. But that's kind of the point. Okay. Harriet and Goofy being drinking buddies. Oh boy, now they gonna get me drunk up in here. Gonna get me drunk like one of my cousins on the Christmas video we looked at. First I'm gonna go to the casino and then I'm gonna go get drunk. Yeah. Okay. So, hey, before you open them, you have to guess what's inside, said Melody. All the tickets to the Little Miracle concert this weekend. Not quite, said Melody. Is it a Halloween party to happen? Asked Julie. You're half right, said Melody. Oh, we're gonna watch the Little Miracle concert on TV at the party, asked Zoey. Maybe, said Melody, but there's still more to it than that. There's gonna be another costume contest. Why do I sound like Daddy Derek when I'm drunk? I hadn't thought of it, but I might think of doing that. this is Zoey was about to make another guess. Riley came up behind Samuel and Calvin and stopped to listen. That is that. And Melody is little Miracle gonna perform in person at the party? I sure would like if he did. Oh, you're so crazy. Oh, you so crazy. Oh my god. Now I got that image in my head. Goofy and Harry. Oh my god. Okay, so this is everybody, some of the people in their costumes at the party. And as you can see, the girls here got Julie over down this way. Zoey, Julie's dressed like a detective over here, and then got Zoey. I think she's supposed to be like a flower princess. And Melody dressed like a little nurse, like Nurse Joy. And Samuel and Calvin trying to eavesdrop, a cop and a fireman. Although technically, since Samuel's dressed like a cop, technically him eavesdropping could be legit when you think about it, because he could be a private investigator. At least until this happens. Oh, me and Brownie folks sing now that we're men. Over here, Brownie. Like, well, the string gonna make us drunk tonight. I don't even drink, and they already trying to get me there. If I was to drink, I probably would do like wine. I can't really get into beer. The beer just turns me off there. But I would do wine, but only one problem. My body's kind of sensitive there, so yeah. Wait, I missed. Oh, I sure did. I honestly did not even see that. Yeah. Okay, so well, he can stay here. Okay, okay, I'm gonna do Harriet telling Mal that she's on the hate list. So now she goes from drunk and now to telling Mal off. Before Melody could answer, Riley laughed and said, "Zoey, you're such a fangirl." Everyone gasped and looked at him as he continued. I mean, practically, she has an online shrine of him attached to her Social Kingdom page. So wait, Social Kingdom, is that your way of saying Facebook? You might as well just say Facebook. Samuel quickly tried to cover Riley's mouth and said, "Sorry about him, girls. We're just going to go over to the dart throwing booth while Calvin looks for some more of his quarters he lost around here." You know what, Mal? You're on my hate list now. Majorly on my hate list. And Mal's probably on the Grinch's hate list too. Let me see. Okay, is this right? Okay, so Mal, love hate. And Bobby, hate, hate, hate. Hate, 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 hate. Oh, and Billy, double hate. And him, oh, I triple hate. I don't even know his name. I triple hate him. Oh, and I definitely hate him. I'm sorry, I had to add that when mentioned about the hate list, I had to throw the Grinch in there. Okay, so now me and Brownie are gonna sing. Okay. Okay, so now that we're men. That's right, said Calvin with a nervous laugh. And I'll see if I can find him here, but don't let me stop your conversation. It'll be as if I'm not even here. And then the girls, they saw right through their charade, and they started and pushing the boys away from the area very, very quickly. And Julie said, "Nice try, boys, but this compensation has been is for girls." Event said the boys. She said for girls only. Oh man, said the boys. Why can't we come back, Riley? Yeah, come on, come on, come on, girls. Then tell us, said Calvin. I could, I could provide you with the free entertainment for your revenge. If you just let us come, now that we're men, we can't do anything. Now that we're men, we passed the test, and now that we're men. Oh boy. Okay, so let's see what we got next. Now we got Audrey as Dorothy Gale. Oh, okay. Sing somewhere over there. Oh, oh my gosh. I had such a terrible dream. And you were there. And and you, and you, mother, and you, father, and you, uncle. You were all there. And now we're here. And I'm happy. So happy indeed that I will sing. Eh, wait. Yeah, and if the offensive Atlantis, I'm sure your friends would love to see their grave beneath, said Samuel, somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue. There is no, oh Mal, there's no place like home. No place like home. Give me a hug. Man, get off of me! Oh boy. Ooh, this. I would have sang some more of the book, but only part of the song I know is "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" because that's why Brownie even said in the video, "I'm just making this up as I go along." Yeah, it's been so long since I've heard that song, but that's the only part I do remember after so long that I've heard it there. Yep, great movie by the way though. Yeah, definitely. Wizard of Oz is a classic. All right, I definitely will speak as Dorothy for a little bit more. Atlantis, Atlantis. Mm, okay, what's up? All right, yeah, we can. Just all the just a matter of when we do it. Is all. Atlantis is is a place filled with pretty mermaids," said Riley. "Count me in," Samuel said. "That we could be Calvin and I could be assistants." "But not this time, guys," said Melody, "but I might consider that on another occasion." The girls stopped in front of the dart throwing booth with the boys and zipped back to their previous spot. "Okay, now, what's the surprise?" asked Zoey. "There are invitations to my annual Halloween sleepover," exclaimed Melody. "Wow, that is cool." "Where is it going to be at?" asked Julie. "And is Little Miracle going to perform in person?" asked Zoey. Well, Zoey is asking a lot about Little Miracle, which, by the way, is their version of Little Romeo. Oh, okay. And here we. Oh, excuse me. That's a picture of Riley getting Samuel and Calvin caught, and the girls are pretty pissed there. Like, pay no attention to him. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. All right. So we just see we get Audrey as Dorothy. So excuse me now. CJ meeting Slappy the Squirrel. Oh, from Animaniacs. I remember her. I think I can recall her voice. It's gonna be in my castle in Atlantis, said Melody. That sounds great, said Julie. Yeah, really, said Zoey. Then she paused for a minute and said, I guess that means little Miracle won't perform there in person. Don't worry, Zoey, said Melody. Now we can still see the concert on the TV down there. You mean that, Melody? Said Zoey. Indeed, said Melody. Oh, wait, okay. You mean that, Melody? Said Zoey. Indeed, said Melody. Well, it got me reading this thing wrong. CJ, you read some of this. I ain't got such an attitude, don't you, Slappy? Yeah. Remind me of my sister. Just then, Julie's parents, Yoshi and Judy, showed up. The girls turned aside and noticed them approach. Konnichiwa, girls, said Yoshi. Huh? Asked Zoey. Konnichiwa means hello in Japanese, said Melody. Right, Julie? Yep. Oh, that's right, said Zoey. I forgot about that. So, I see you're pretty knowledgeable with other languages, said Judy. Let's just say I've been learning a lot hanging around Julie, said Melody. I can tell, said Yoshi. Kind of reminds me of one of my buddies, Jarrett, from Canada, back at Dragon Hill High. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have passed my history class. Wow. They have people from Canada visiting in Japan. Boy, this book really gets international. Isn't that right, Gilbert Godfrey? Stop bringing me in the conversation, CJ! And I'm not playing any more birds! I just asked what you thought of this passage of the book with the international. I don't care! Oh, boy. Well, since I'm here, I might as well read some. Ugh. I could and to think you told me at prom night that you were the history expert, said Judy. I guess I forgot to mention that. With all the excitement going on, said Yoshi. And I was trying to be cool back then. My dad's always gotta be cool, said Julie with a grin. You got that right, said Judy. Everyone laughed a little bit. And then Yoshi said, anyway, Julie, I know this is a little sudden, but your mom and I have to attend the country's Culture Day event along with your grandpa, Koshi, and some of our other family members this weekend. This weekend, asked Julie? That's right, said Yoshi. Which means we have to get home and back quickly and be ready in a couple of hours, said Judy. I see, said Julie. Then she said to Melody and Zoey, I guess I won't be able to come to the party and sleep over tonight. It's okay, said Melody. We'll just plan another one especially for you this weekend when you come back. Okay, said Julie. Thanks, Melody. And Affleck! Oh, Affleck, whatever. Gee, I just don't believe it. We're never gonna get a hold of that stupid lamp. Just forget it. I'm so ticked off that I'm molting. That was a funny role that I had to play in that there. And CJ get Casey from the Electabuzz fan in Pokemon. Oh boy. Casey getting boy. CJ, you and your trolling. Okay. Meanwhile, Samuel and Calvin and Riley were sitting on the was sitting with Bruno and Brian enjoying some down-home smoked sausage dogs. And out of character for a moment, I loved down-home smoked sausage dogs when I was a kid. That was good eating growing up. And pondering about what the girls' party plans might be, suddenly the principal, Mr. Brickwood, arrived setting two large pumpkin-shaped buckets on the table. Then he picked up a bullhorn to make an announcement. Thinking, and you know what? Before he makes an announcement, I just gotta tell you, Casey from Pokemon, your Electabuzz team really sucks. Right. Well, attention, all teachers and students, he said. It's time to announce the winners for the best contest. And one teacher and one student from each grade will be declared as the winners of the contest. And the winner will draw a prize from the pumpkin-shaped buckets on the table. And that's the teacher right there, dressed up like Green Elvis. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Don't step on my green suede shoes. Yeah, I'm wearing green instead of blue because I'm getting in the Halloween spirit, baby. Yeah. I get it. I just want to tell you, the Electabuzz do not suck. Yes, they do. No, they don't. Whoa. Now, ladies, let's calm down here. Everybody got their opinion. She likes them. You don't. Okay, let's be cool with that. And let's get on the piece. I got a concert to do now. So Elvis would now have to break them up. Great, now I got to bring Elvis into this. So the kindergarten winners are Miss Mayfield and Clinton Sanders, and the first grade winners are Mr. Robertson and Betty Daniels. No, not Betty White. Betty White wasn't teaching. She's busy with her acting class, but this is Betty Daniels. Yeah. So we got, and as you can see, they got a pretty interesting costume here. You got a little rabbit and what looks like some type of fighter guy. Oh, and look over here. Not really sure what the teacher's wearing, but I know the student here is wearing a Genitaur, which is pretty much their version of Pikachu in this universe. Pika. And the second grade winners are Mrs. Michelle and Terry Patterson. Third grade winners are Miss Fillmore and Brian Robinson. Hey. And they're dressed like got one dressed like a conductor in the train here. I guess like Thomas the Tank Engine. And here we got the teacher dressed like Black Widow standing next to Brian dressed like Albert Einstein. Never thought you'd see Black Widow and Albert Einstein in the same room together. Look at them all. And I got a couple more. Fourth grade winners are Mr. Collins and Jennifer Chow. And the fifth grade winners are Mr. Ling and Leslie Hayes. And no, I am getting to that. I just sort of jumped in here by interruption there. So I'm going to finish these last two winners and then I'm going to come to your Heritage CJ. Don't push me into this now, Claire. And you got Thor and a ladybug right there. And apparently one dressed like I guess from the Rats play. And, a wolf, a wolf and Little Red Riding Hood. Alright, so those are all the winners, and now we're going to move on to Harry and CJ getting trapped by Doofusburg. Oh boy. So now we can see. Oh, Doofus. Alright. Everyone applauded as the winners went up to draw their prizes from the buckets. And as soon as Brian got his prize, he ran towards Samuel, Calvin, Riley, and Bruno, waving an envelope in his hand with great excitement, which I really don't care. You guys are never going to guess what I just won, said Brian, holding the envelope behind his back. What? Asked the other boy. You have to guess. And Samuel and Calvin groaned and said together, not again. What's the problem? Asked Brian. Dude, you're sounding exactly like Melody was earlier with the other girls, said Calvin. Oh, and before I go into Doofusmer's voice, I have to read this line like this. Because Calvin was mimicking Melody. Dude, you're sounding just like Melody. You're sounding like Melody earlier with the girls. She was saying like, you have to guess what they are. That would be if Yugi tried to imitate the girl. So now Dubingsburg. Or I could do. Oh, I could start right here at Dubingsburg. Okay. Dude, you're sounding like Melody with the other girl. With the other girl, said Calvin. And then he imitated Melody by saying, "You have to guess what they are." So if you don't mind, buddy, could you just tell us? Said Samuel. So Brian sighed and said, "Okay, okay. I won the tickets to the Hero Convention here in New Orleans this weekend. And there's one for each of us." Brian showed the tickets. "Cool," said Riley. "It'll be like a weekend of Halloween with us in costume. Not just that, but the convention will allow people to get free gameplay of the new reality game, Hero Quest, before it arrives in the store. Virtual reality, I might add." "Are you serious?" asked Bruno. "Indeed," said Brian. "So what do you guys say? Are you in?" "We're in," said the boys. "And with this ticket to the HeroCon, I will rule the tri-state area. And with CJ and Harriet tied up, no one will stop me." "A platypus? Perry the platypus!" "Oh no, you released the girls! Curse you, Perry the platypus!" Agent P. Oh yeah, that happened to when Candace and Perry switched places too. "A teenage girl? Perry the teenage girl!" And also, the funny thing about it, Perry and Candace's body lands in the seat. Monogram's like, uh, "Carl, I think we have a breach of security." "Oh, why is that, sir?" "Oh, there's a teenage girl here." "A teenage girl?" "Oh, Agent Pete, brilliant disguise." "Oh, I thought it was a real girl." Apparently somebody was lonely this Friday night. So now we have Uma disguising herself as the drummer girl. And we're kicking off chapter 3 with that. The prophecy. Yep. And I'll show you the picture early here. You got Yiro opening a portal for Melody and Zoey to go to her sleepover in Atlantis there. Yeah. Alright, so Uma first. Bubblelina and Zoey arrived at the lake near the Hero Tree that evening around 5:30 to be transported to Atlantis. "Ready, Yiro?" asked Bubblelina on her hero watch. "All set," said Yiro. "Prepare yourselves for an awesome sleepover." Just then, a light glowed from the lake and Bubblelina and Zoey jumped inside. Instantly, they were teleported into a magical place called Atlantis. Standing in front of the castle, and Bubblelina changed her legs to a mermaid tail. Zoey was amazed at the sight she saw. Hmm. And now for Carl and Monogram, because I did a little bit of that. "It's like I'm in a fairy tale," said Zoey. "I've always wondered if places like this existed." Then Zoey, they paused, noticing she was maintaining perfect balance on the ground beneath her, and she was able to breathe as if she was on land, even though she was underwater. It's like the SpongeBob logic. She said, "Wow, the water here is completely breathable." "The water in Atlantis is completely different from that of the surface world," said Bubblelina. "This is awesome, Bubbles." "Just wait till you see the inside of the castle." And on that note, the girls went inside. They were greeted by Bubblelina's parents, Aquarius and Oshira. and her Atlantean friends. And as you can see, those are Bubblelina's parents. You got Aquarius and Oshira, the king and queen. And we have Bubblelina's Atlantean friends here. Crystal, Gina, Holly, and Alicia. And in the Bubblelina comics that Christina is in charge of now, there's gonna be a little difference in Bubblelina's friends there than what you see in the book here. She had a different direction than what Heroes of Dreams got, but that's cool though. That's cool. Sort of like having two different versions of it. Mal torturing. See, ooh, I guess the torture got me. Torturing CJ and oh boy, oh dear. I sure like to get Wendy's alive in here. All right. So once everyone settled in Aquarius and Oshira left for the weekend for their royal retreat, leaving the girls in the care of Bubblelina's personal bodyguard, Ow! And before the party started, Bubblelina gave Zoey a tour of the castle! No! During the tour, the other girls wondered about Zoey, and they started to have a flashback of when they were on their way to the castle for the sleepover. Listen, young ladies, said a voice, and the girls stopped and saw a wise elder merman nearby. Oh boy. And I gotta switch to a Morgan Freeman voice for this one because this is Morgan Freeman was who I imagined for the elder. Ouch. And we're gonna have a major cat fight in the room. Morgan Freeman. Are you talking to us, sir? Asked Crystal. Yes, I am, said the elder. I have a prophecy that you must hear. An innocent being that is not of our likeness will come along with a great evil. If it isn't stopped, Atlantis could be doomed for destruction. An innocent being, said Gina. What do you mean by that, sir? And as you can see, there's the wise old elder, which looks like Moses of the merman. And destruction that he prophesies. But nobody knows who or what it will be. The meaning will become clear when the power of the sun awakens to shine its light on the force of the darkness. What force of the darkness? Asked Holly. Could you explain what you're talking about? Asked Crystal. I have explained enough, said the elder. The rest you must find out on your own. Then the flashback ended and the girls started to discuss this amongst themselves. Like Bob Shaw said. So they're greeted by Morgan Freeman because who else could explain something like this and make it sound perfectly normal and nothing to worry about? Of course. Oh boy. Oh. Excuse me there. Now I've read Morgan Freeman. Now I gotta bring in Bob Shaw. The elder said, an innocent being, none of our likeness, said Holly. I'm guessing he means like a human being. Zoey is human, and she does seem innocent, so Alicia. I guess that means her. But does that mean she'll be a threat to Atlantis? But Bubblelina said Zoey is one of her friends from the surface world, said Gina. New friend, said Crystal, which means Bubbles may not be aware of what kind of trouble she might be. Crystal, maybe there's something else to what the elder was referring to, said Gina. I'm afraid Crystal has a point, said Gina. Sometimes when prophecies are told, it's not long before they happen. She's right, and it seems like this one's only beginning, said Alicia. We should reconsider our assumption, girl, said Gina. I just don't want to jump to any conclusions without proper proof. Okay, let's see what we got. Harriet telling. Oh boy. Oh yeah, like that story scene is being used. Oh, that from the movie. Why you're base cream and oh, so Brandy gonna be talking to you, Zach. Okay. All right. So first, her first story time. Hello, everyone, and my name is Audrey, and Harry and I are going to tell you a story. I never agreed to this. Uh, but Harriet, it's a nice thing to do for the children. Yeah, whatever. Okay, I'll get us started. So, moments later, after Bubblelina finished touring Zoey around the castle, she said, "All right, girls, before we begin the sleepover, why don't we allow our guest to tell us about herself ever so much?" Yeah, so she said, yeah, so she told her about herself and then she died. Yes, being from the surface world, you must have a lot of interesting and exciting things about yourself, said Holly nervously. They suspect that she's the one with the prophecy. Zoey said, "Well, I'm from Bethany, Louisiana. However, my mom and her friends opened up a nail and hair salon in Bossier, which caused us to move to Shreveport along with my brother Rob." Well, if the place is in Bossier, why didn't they just move to Bossier? Well, Shreveport is near both. Yeah, but they could have moved to Bossier. They would have been a lot closer and saved a lot of gas. You realize how much gas costs these days? I'm sure there's a good reason. Yeah, it's a good reason. They're wasting a lot of gas. Your your mom has a hair and nail salon? Asked Alicia. What is it called? Unity Divine, said Zoey. Ah! Boy, that kind of name gives me gas right now. Maybe you could show us some of your hairstyles from the shop, said Gina. I got a hairstyle right here. It's like I just brushed it and that's a style. Well, I'm still practicing, but I could try what I know. Ever so much, said Zoey. And then she brushed it so hard that she died. The end. We're gonna be right back. Oh boy, now I gotta get brownie. Oh boy. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so Brownie's questioning about Gary being used for face cream. Does Stephanie have any evil forces? Asked Crystal. None that I know of, said Zoey. Unless you consider one of neighbors from my neighbors from a few years back. Riley and I, along with our friends back in Bethany, would call him the Grouch King. Every time he had company at his house, you could hear them arguing, and he never spoke to anybody. Like, did the Grouch King have some kind of dark power? Asked Crystal. And Zoe laughed and said, I seriously doubt it. But if he does, I'm pretty sure he'd be no match for Bubblelina and the Dream League. Well, she's got a point, said Gina. Okay, I gotta ask you, Zach, why in the world would they be using Gary for face cream? What was up with that plot? It's SpongeBob. They do stuff like that because it's fun. Yeah, but I know it's SpongeBob, but it just doesn't seem like it makes any sense. It's SpongeBob. But I'm just saying. I said it's SpongeBob. Never mind. Oh boy. And as you can see here, this is the Grouch King that Zoey was talking about. Yep. He's a mean one, the Grouchy King. He's as grumpy as they come. He's always arguing with his neighbors and never gets along with no one, the Grouch King. I wouldn't touch him with a 39.5 foot pole. Okay, so Harriet telling the kids that an elephant stepped on the bunnies. As we begin the fourth chapter, Sleepover Party begins. Then Morgana entered with a giant wheel of activities. Are you girls ready to party? She asked with excitement. Yeah, she shouted at the girls. Well, all right then. Zoey, will you do the honors of spinning the wheel first? Asked Morgana. Of course, said Zoey. This reminds me of the game show Spin of Destiny, which is their version of Wheel of Fortune. Zoey spun the wheel, and it stopped on the obstacle course. Great choice, said Zoey, said Bubblelina. Moments later, the girls went out the back courtyard of the castle to the starting line to begin. Wow, said Zoey, this backyard is bigger than our farm in Bethany. And as you can see, that's the wheel of activities that they spin around. Well, they're really putting a lot into this here. And let me tell you kids something. The elephant stepped on the bunnies. But the bunnies were okay. The bunnies were far from okay. I mean, think about it. If an elephant stepped on the bunny, do you really think they'd be... Well, it's possible that they could still survive. I mean, they might need medical attention, but they'll still be okay. Ever so much. Yeah, you keep telling yourself that. Keep telling yourself that when you talk to the rabbit after they've been stepped on by the elephant. You'll be like Simba talking to Mufasa. Please, that was a very tragic moment. Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't make fun of that. But those rabbits are definitely gonna be dead. Okay, oh boy. Whew. Sorry about that there. And there's some other pictures here you got. Hang on a second here. Stuff keep popping up on my computer here. Alright. Got some of the obstacle course there. Got some things like skeleton. Got pumpkins. Oh, dolphin as a ghost. Octopus. Frog. And you see here Alicia got one of the frogs in her hair. Oh boy. But maybe if she kissed it, the frog will become a prince. Oh boy. So let's say CJ dragging Harry on a bit. Well, we getting a lot of CJ in here, boys. Alright, it's kinda don't read that, but let's kinda mix up some other voices here, Yeah, put some more flavors out there, a variety. Excuse me there. So Morgana entered and gave the signal for the girls to get started. It's to get set and start the race. Okay. The girls had to make it through many Halloween decorated obstacles. There were stacks of pumpkins, skeletons with orange and black painted frogs hopping around, and a spider web maze. Dolphins in ghost costumes trying to block the girls, and octopus dressed like spiders squirting slime everywhere. The girls raced through each obstacle course the best that they could. Alicia lost first due to one of the frogs getting stuck in her hair. And Holly ended up getting lost in the maze. Gina and Bubblelina ended up getting stopped by a couple of baby dolphins that decided to tickle them. And Zoey and Crystal were close to making a tie, but Crystal stopped when she got slimed by the octopus. As you can see here, now there was supposed to be a web that Holly got stuck in, but it didn't show up too well. Yeah, and then you got the dolphins tickling Gina and Bubblelina here. And looks like you just got slimed by the octopus, Crystal. Whamp, 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 whamp. Ooh, boy. Right there. And despite the fact that Zoey was human and not a mermaid, the good. Okay, so now introducing Daddy Derek and Sweetler to Harriet, oh Lord, and Santa from the Bradley Odd Parents. She swam through the remainder of the course as if she was one of them. As Zoey approached the finish line, she imagined herself as a mermaid, placing her legs together to pretend like they were a beautiful mermaid tail. She even imagined herself wearing a gorgeous dress and being a princess like Bubblelina. The fantasy made her swim faster, and in no time, she crossed the finish line. Well, well, congratulations, Zoey, said Morgana. You're really good swimmer. Now, thanks, said Zoey. Now, Riley and I had swimming lessons. We did a lot of swimming with our mom in the pool back home. And Riley and I would some, sneak and swim some of the river creeks in Bethlehem. Some of them were kind of muddy, but still awesome. Sounds like fun. Sounds pretty fun, said Morgana. And then the other girls approached, and Morgana said to them, "All right, girls, since Zoey won, she will have the honors of spinning the wheel to see who gets of of selecting who gets to spin the wheel again." And now for Sweetler. Oh boy. The path. He will do exactly as I tell him to. The perfect soldier. Zoe thought for a moment and said, "Since Bubblelina let me get the first spin, I pick her." "Thanks, Zoe," said Bubblelina. Everyone went to the wheel, and Bubblelina spun it. Once it stopped, Bubblelina read what the wheel landed on. It looked like Sleeping Torture. "I guess that means you're it for the torture," said Crystal, lightly tickling Bubblelina with the feather. Bubblelina giggled until Crystal stopped and said, "No way, Crystal. You had all the girls tickle me crazy like last time. And I'm very ticklish." "Sorry, Bubbles. It was funny," said Crystal. "And you wouldn't confess your crush on that mer boy Christian." And you can see there's Zoe, the fantasy of being a mermaid there. And you got now we see Bubblelina's crush, Christian. Yeah. And Bubblelina does have a crush in Christina's series, but he has a different name. Yep. Oh, excuse me now. Okay, so I got let's see how much we got left here. Let's see something here. Okay, so we're gonna we need a little bit more. So Santa from the Fairly Odd Parents, and we got James Earl Jones, Longhorn, Foghorn, I think Foghorn Leghorn. Okay, let me Well, which did you miss? All three of them, or just which one was it? Daddy Dairy, Sweetler, or Harriet? Yeah, let's see. Like, because I know I did Matt. Because Mal was introducing. Daddy was introducing all three of them there. Oh, to Harriet, yeah. Okay, Sweetler and Harry. Okay. So, Bubba, the perfect soldier. Bubblelina blushed out of embarrassment. I wanted to keep it a secret then, she said. I wasn't for sure if I was gonna like him or not. Does he? It was complicated. And does he have a brother? Asked Zoey. Does he? But believe me, he does. But believe me, little Jacob is not really the mature type, said Alicia. And I am going to punch the bloody heck out of Daddy Derek and Sweetler and you, Mal. And now we got Santa from the Fairly Odd Parents. What? Plus, he's like 2 years younger than us, said Gina. And my cousin always say never date younger men. They might seem cute and all, but they are not the same as a guy your age or older. Well, that may be true, but it depends on the guy, said Zoey. Sometimes a guy can be pretty mature for their age. Huh. That was the same thing I told Christina because I'm actually a couple of years younger than Christina, and she wanted to date somebody older when I first met her. So I was like, "Hey, I know I'm young and all. I know I'm a couple of years under you, but I can mature myself for you." That was where it started there. And then 2011 come, we're married. And we live happily ever after. The end. Gabe and Christina. As my big papa say, I was pretty sick. Okay, so now James Earl Jones. I'm guessing you're saying fog. I'm guessing you're trying to say foghorn leghorn there. Oh boy. Okay. Mm. Oh yeah. Now that's now that's it. Now I say that's CNN. Well, that sounds true, and also depends on the guy," said Zoey. Sometimes, sometimes, now I say guys can be pretty mature for their age as well. That's a good point. And sometimes the guy might just be uncomfortable around certain girls, said Holly. Ooh, said Crystal. Huh. Jacob and Holly sitting in a tree. Kissing. Okay, that's enough, girls, said Bubblelina. She paused and looked at Crystal with a sneaky grin and continued. Since you brought up my secret, everyone, I will pick you to be it for the torture. Ooh, ooh. Oh boy. And now Team Rocket's boss is Derek Savage. So Derek Savage is Giovanni now? Oh boy. Prepare for trouble and make it double. Everyone else looked at Crystal going, ooh, girl, you got a dark side to you, said Crystal. It's because I hang around you all the time, said Bubblelina. Fair enough, said Crystal. But for this I declare a pillow fight immediately after this. Fair deal, everyone? Jesse, James. Everyone agreed in unison and went back inside the castle into the living room. And Crystal then took out a blanket and placed it on the floor and laid down pretending to be asleep. So how do you play this game? Asked Zoey. Meow, that's right. Bubblelina explained in a whisper to Zoe. In a whisper to Zoe. Well, once a person has declared it, it lays down to pretend. She lays down to pretend to be asleep, and then you set the time on for 1 minute, and we try to make her laugh with funny noises, songs, jokes, and phrases. And if she manages to stay asleep through all that without waking up for the time allotted, then she wins this game and chooses the next play to be it. Well, that definitely seems like a fair game plan to me. And I Google searched that game on the net, and it's pretty legit. And then we got Uma and Harry doing a pickup. Harry doing a pickup long on Uma before making out. Oh boy. And then they have to meet Sweetler, okay? Let's see. We're going to end the chapter with Claire's suggestions here. Those are going to be the last two. Go with the last part of this chapter. So, all right. Yeah, we're finna close as well, Claire. So, how do you play this game? Asked Zoe. Bubblelina explained in a whisper to Zoe. Oh, yeah, we read that part. Okay. Since it is Halloween, we're gonna make scary sounds to waken, whispered Alicia. Oh, I get it, whispered Zoe. You all know how to parties. So they got excited and accidentally blurted out loud, I think I can scare her really good. But the other girls motioned for Zoe to keep her voice down. Sorry, said Zoe. Crystal heard Zoe's last remark and thought about what the wise elder merman said, and his voice played in her mind, saying, an innocent being not of our likeness will come along with a great evil. And if it isn't stopped, Atlantis could be destroyed, could be doomed for destruction. Oh, yes. Harry. And the perfect soldier. Oh my gosh. He'll do exactly as I tell them to. Then Crystal remembered how Zoe talked about the name of the Grouch King. Suddenly she imagined Zoe invoking dark magic that would cause the Grouch King to arise and possibly destroy the castle. Just as the other girls started to begin the game, Crystal was shaking in fear. And as you can see, this is what Crystal sees in her mind. She thinks that there's danger. And there's also one other picture we skipped. Them teasing Holly about her crush. Okay, but yeah, seriously, that's it for tonight. Yeah, tough rated. There we go. So the next time we read will be at chapter. I'm sorry, but okay. I know you're. I understand you're excited about I mean, so I mean anybody would be excited about their creation there. Yep. So yep, that's it for tonight, and we will see you all later. And now I gotta get hard at it on the reaction of the Nutcracker so I can get it out to you guys for Monday night. So see you later.